So today is going to be a kind of big day. So basically today it's not too hot and it's definitely not absolutely freezing. So what I am deciding to do, I'm going to go and start shade, which like me, always last minute. So what we're doing now, going to take a parcel, which is my old car radio, to the shop to post it, and then we're going to go to my grandparents. I'm going to get my new lifting kit. I'm going to get some spanners, and then I'm going to also get the tent. I'm also going to whiz to Proper Job and see if there's any spanners or spark plug sockets, or I can get them from my grandpa's. And then we're going down the yard and we're going to start the Sierra, and I'll update you then. This is probably going to sound awful because it's on my car. But I am now just leaving my grandpa's. As you can probably see, North is behind me. And I got the Land Rover and the camper van. Anyway, just leaving there now, and I'm now going to Proper Job, and I shall see you guys there. At Proper Job, got some gloves for the Sierra. I don't usually ever wear gloves. Dog, by the way, I've got my dog. I don't usually ever wear gloves, but because there's rats around the yard, I'm going to. Because I'm pretty sure there's a disintegrated rat on top of the engine, so... Boo. Pop you on my roof for a second. I just want to say, first thing you should always do when you're working on cars is put your PPE on. You know, your personal protection equipment, which is what we do at college. Now, I have my boots and overalls in the car, but I can't really be bothered to put them on because I'm a little bit cold. So I'm just going to put the gloves on. I need clothes that I can wreck anyway. These jeans were new like 3 days ago, but they were £18, so... bootleg flare. I can't even lift my legs up. I'm wearing bootleg flares to the yard. I actually hate wearing gloves. I got the medium size because I thought the medium would be hopefully too big. But no, I was hoping the medium would be like my size, but I think it's like slightly too big. But what I'm going to do is just suck it up because these are £4 and I will use them, and I don't use them very often. So here we go. And they're like vinyl, not latex. I kind of like the latex ones. But as long as they do the job. Oh, they feel so weird. I don't wear gloves. I don't wear stuff covering my fingertips. But because of the RATs, can't say because my dog's about, but because of them around, I can't actually not wear gloves because I need to kind of put my own health first, because this car is technically a biohazard because it's got mold, it's got rat stuff. This was £110 from Halfords. Guess how much I bought it for? I'll give you 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. I got it for £5 because I have a Halfords trading card because I go to college in cars. I also had 2 gift cards, so I got it for £5. No, £4 and 89 pence. I was pretty chuffed to bits with that. Even finished unboxing, and I've already ripped a glove. The glove, just got the lifting kit out, checked it all over. All looks pretty good. I don't actually need the lifting kit today, but I'm taking it anyway because, well, knowing me, I will probably end up under the vehicle at some point today. Most likely. Basically, what I'm going to do is take the air filter off and take some of the engine apart and see how bad the engine is, and then go from there. And then I'm also going to try and get the battery off the Ford Focus that's down here. That's not going to be a fun task. Why is that not going to be a fun task? Because the bonnet pull thing on the front, where they all go wrong, has gone wrong. Oh no. I see why they discontinued the Focus, but yeah, look at that. I've just broken this glove literally 2 minutes into recording. Anyway, what I'm just going to do is only use my right hand, and then I'll switch this when it gets bit. But yeah. One of the things about this Sierra I don't know whether to laugh or cry about is the fact... Sorry, look like something. Is the fact that I have 4 manuals for this car. A V6 one, 2 non-CVH ones, and this one for this car, which is CVH, including Sapphire. And you know what I did? I forgot all of the books. So, we're using the internet and a Bluetooth speaker. Oh yeah, I've also got this inspection lamp. It was £5 from Proper Job. My car's been moved again. I'm sorry, what? You can tell it's been moved because there's marks on the floor. I don't know if you see them where the tyres were. The tyres are perished. Oh god, they're very perished. I'm gonna have to jack it up and put new tyres on to roll it out. But still, I say don't move the cars, and what do? Move the cars. The front tyre is actually pretty inflated. I might be able to save that. I might be able to go off now. But yeah, great. Now let's get the bonnet open and let's get going. That does not feel secure at all. So what we're gonna do, disconnect this, and then we're gonna have to just wing it. Yeah, let's go. Right, airbox is off. We've got the engine bare now. There was a rat in here, and I don't know where it's gone. Another thing I've just noticed, footwell full of water, other footwell also full of water, roof soaking wet, the sunroof leaks, which is gonna be fun, but all I care about right now is getting it running, because if it runs I keep it. We're gonna have to take the engine out anyway, because it's got no clutch, so it's gonna, engine's coming out either way, so that's not too bad. As long as I've got the car isn't bad. Like, yes, it leaks, but leaking isn't too bad. So I'm pretty sure that's the air intake, and I'm pretty sure that is rusted out. That looks like the intake manifold, because that's the exhaust. What? No, the exhaust. That's pretty much the exhaust, and that's pretty much gone to earth. Most of this engine is unfortunately gone to earth, so it might be gone engine. But as I said, if the engine will turn over, I will rebuild this. Engine rebuild isn't the worst thing. Engine rebuild is actually probably the best scenario of this car, because the entire car needs a rebuild. It needs to be stripped down back to shell and rebuilt. But the structure's alright, so I'm saying if it runs, I'm keeping it. But if you look down there, remember this car, when I got it, it was over there, and that was entirely in a hedge. It was worse than this machine here. It was entirely, I don't think I have a video, but I have a video of what some of it was like, so I'll put that in now. I think it was February 2 years ago, 2023, no, 3 years ago now. I'll put that in, but I don't think I actually have a video of it being completely covered up, considering this car is actually in pretty good condition. Like, look at the paint. It's got no dents on the wings. It's got 36,000 miles. So it would be worth rebuilding the engine just for that. Right, so there is good news, there's bad news. The good news is I'm still choosing to rebuild the car. And I'm still going to. The bad news is it is going to need a complete engine rebuild. It's going to have to go back to the block, and it's going to have to be de-rusted. I don't think it's going to be on the road next year. I think it's going to be a 2-year rebuild, not a 1 year, which kind of puts my plans for France next year a little bit of things. But the Sierra is always going to be a side project, and I was actually kind of hoping I was getting off lightly with the field find. And I mean, it's not in the worst condition I've seen. Like, the Morris Minor is a lot worse. I'm still going to try and connect a battery to it and see if the ignition will come on, because I don't want electrical faults. Electrical problems is something I can't do. I don't have books on that. I have books on the actual engine that goes vroom vroom. I don't do electrics. What I'm going to do with the iGo is I'm actually converting that to manual windows, and the Sierra, if they do an option for manual windows, I am going to take it, because it's an old car, and electric windows on old cars don't really go hand in hand, especially as it is leaking. So I was really hoping I'd get away with one of the ones with a sunroof that doesn't leak, but if you have a sunroof, it's gonna leak. So the sunroof leaks, so we got that. The bodywork is in great condition, considering. I always have to say considering, because compare it to a barn find, it's in a lot worse condition than that. But as it is a field find, I count this as a field, even though it's my property and it's been here for most of my life. It might have only been put here in 2012, because the other two cars were here. They had MOTs in 2012. It's only the Sierra that has only ever had one MOT, and that was in 2008. I know the engine has to come out anyway, but if we got the engine to turn over. That is why I'm still hopeful that we can continue with this engine, because it would be a hell of a lot easier to rebuild an engine than buy a new one, because buying a new one would mean you'd have to switch the logbook, If it's a Z-Tech like I would put in, or an XUD, you'd have to rewire the entire car, you'd have to redo the rev counter, the speedometer. Like, the car is made for this engine. And remember, I'm not very experienced. I'm only in level 1 and I'll be in level 2 next year. I'm only going off what the books are saying, and the books have never been done in XUD, and they've never said about Z-Tech swaps, so I can't really do one if there's not a book on it, but I can just make it up as I go, which I'm sometimes quite good at. That's the plan with the Sierra. I've been talking for 5 minutes, and I'm going to continue this video. I'm not going to give up because I do really like this car. I think it's ugly, but I think it would be better than my 205 because legally it can tow more. And also, I really want to have a drift build. I want to have a car that I can do burnouts in, that I can do drifts in. And front wheel drive, you can't do that with a front wheel drive, obviously. You also can't do that with the lorry. So I think Shade is probably going to be easier than JYB, because JYB is not only going to need a lot of body, it's also going to need a new engine. But I already got the engine for JYB, so that doesn't actually matter. JYB is the lorry, by the way. But that's all I can say. Maybe engine, maybe not. But either way, I'm continuing this series because people like this series. And in all honesty, I like a bit of a challenge. If I do find that the bodywork is actually too much, I will be stripping it, and I will probably be cutting it. That's something I really don't want to do because there's only 12 examples of these CVH GLXs available, if that, because GLX, there's 2 types of GLX, the 2.0 and the 1.8, and I've got the 1.8, which is the CVH, and the 2.0 I'm pretty sure it's a Pinto, but I'm not 100%. It's a Pinto or an overhead cam. But either way, yeah, I'm gonna try and take the rocker cover off now. I know the engine is like completely full of oil, but I'm still gonna try and take the rocker cover off and see if it's not rotted through, because it's full of oil. The engine is full of oil, and I'd find it highly unlikely that it was all rotted through, because how would it keep the oil? But I don't know. I'm learning as I'm going, and I'm trying my best. And that's all I can do. This is 7 minutes long. I'm going to have a fun time editing this. Yay! This is future Mills here. I'm not having a fun time editing this. 2 minutes later, so I'm getting the rocker cover off, and I've undid the oil cap, and it actually looks really great under there, so I'm actually kind of hopeful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go to a shop now, back to Proper Job, and get a deep socket set, because my little thing, I'm just going to get a brand new set, because my little one won't go big enough for a deep socket. So I'm going to walk to Proper Job, get the socket set, and then come back and continue. Now we're walking to Proper Job to go and get a socket set. I'm not a walker, but I've actually having a pretty good day today. It's my disability, so we'll do it. Daff. Dog. Another daff. This one's not, it's a Scania. Oopsies. Let's get one of these. Let's go. We've got deep sockets, and we've spent £14. Got deep sockets and long, and I've got a new set as well, because why not? We've just got back. Let's open this socket set. Stab. Oh my days, look at that. Brand new. And it's got spark plug sockets. I don't know where they are, but they're apparently in here. Oh, there it is, plug socket. It only gave me one though, which is kind of weird, because what if you got a smaller plug? But what do I know? Now we've got the deep socket set. I should have got it when I first went, because I thought, oh no, I'm gonna need, nah, I won't need it, but I did. Why is it not staying? Anyway, let's go back to the Sierra. Just like gathered it all up in my arms. We're only doing this in one trip. Right. It's the only angle I could get my phone at. So this is the new spanner that I just bought. It's the spanner I had in the first place. These that I just bought only fit the new set. The old set even. I didn't need to buy a new set. Turns out there actually was an adapter, but I didn't notice it. I think I need some WD-40 wire brush for that. Another trip to Proper Job! No, I ain't walking back there. About the 10mm spanner. because that's stuck on there. Like, I'm moving the whole car with a 10mm. Bruh. I'm gonna rock the cover off, so now I'm just taking the spark plugs off, and it turns out this just had an adapter. Yes! That is a very bad spark. That will not spark. I don't even need a feeler gauge to see that. That is a very crap spark. That ain't gonna spark, I'll tell you that. No, we look into the cylinder. Is it down there? It won't start if there's no spark plugs, so I'm still gonna have to take the engine out, but I just want to know the condition before I take it out. I want to know if it's 130,000 or 36, basically. I'm really hoping it's 36 because it's quite likely, but that looks like a lot of carbon build-up. Like a lot of carbon build-up. So I'm going to put the spark plug back in now. It's literally 2:30. I thought it was 3:30. It's so cold. The temperature suddenly dropped. As I can't actually get my spanner in any further because everything is in the way. So basically I need an extension on this. I don't have an extension for it, so we can't get the rest of the spark plugs out, unfortunately. Yay, because it's cold. Anyway, how sad. I am just gonna look over the engine. I'm gonna look inside the car, and I think I'm gonna call it a day because I have done a lot of work on this car today. By a lot I mean absolutely none, because it's freaking freezing. But it does, like, I've found out a lot about this car today. The sunroof leaks. The engine might have actually done 136,000 miles. But the car, the bodywork is in too good a condition. Like, you do not get 136,000 miles with no scratches. Like, all the scratches on it are from the plants. And all the rust on it is from the plants. Like, all the paint peel is because it's been up for years. Like, you do not get, look how nice the condition this bumper is. It's plastic. Barely even faded. So it was either garage stored and perfectly serviced for 136,000 miles, or it's just not been driven. This car doesn't make sense to me, basically. This car must have been loved at one point. I refuse to believe this car was never loved, because it is in too good a condition. The interior, considering it's leaked and been rained on and all that for the past 20 years, or more than that, for the past 25 years, it's been out in a field or outside. I think it's actually in great condition. I know I keep saying this over and over again, but I do think the mileage is genuine, because there's not really any way it could be unless it was driven and then completely rebuilt. Because I know the engine not looking best condition, but this engine was not visible when I first popped the bonnet. There was no, you could not see the engine. There is not a possibility that this car has done 136,000 miles. Yeah, it still needs an engine rebuild because it's been outside. I refuse to believe that this car has done 136,000 miles. Until I tear down the engine and find an absolute ton of wear, I am refusing to believe it. End of. And I can't tear down the engine until the summer because I need my 205 for that. So that's it with the Sierra today, I reckon. I've made some progress of taking the airbox off. I've looked at some of the connectors, and some of the connectors are just in great condition. And in all honesty, the belt, I can't even show you. The belt here, that's still got loads of tension on. And we've rocked it and it's spun, like some of it has turned over. So the engine can't be seized because it rocks when you have it in gear. In fifth gear, apparently, according to my granddad, it did spin. It must be a good car because it was loved. It was either loved or it broke like a week after having it and then was just in an actual like repair garage. That is like my two theories. It was either loved in garage and only driven 36,000 miles and then given to the guy who had it and then parked it in here in 2008, or it broke down at 36,000 miles, was in a garage for ages because no one could be bothered to repair it, and then given in part exchange to the bloke who left it here. We're going to call him Gary. So Gary left this car here. Gary bought this car in 2001. I know because I have the green keeper slip, because he left it in the car. He left the green keeper slip in the car. He also left two Peugeot 406s down here, which I have sold and I think they've been scrapped since. This car, yeah, I decided to keep because I saw it had 36,000 miles on it, and the other ones had over 100, and they weren't that desirable when I sold them. They are getting more desirable now because there's less of them. This car, if it has got 36,000 miles, it is worth it. I think the reason why it's all rusted like this, well, I know the reason it's all rusted is because it spent its life over here. It's literally moved like 20 meters in the past 25 years because it's done 6 miles since its last MOT. So I'm going to pack up now. I'm just going to put the bolts back. I'm not going to thread them through because I can't be arsed. I'm going to leave this front bit off. I took that off because I was going to take the front off and the headlights off. I didn't because I couldn't get the bolts undone. So yeah, it's not as far as I wanted it to get, but yeah. Now I'm also going to try and get the battery off that Focus. Sierra's a side project. Always has been, always will be. There's a lorry behind me. And my dog is having a poo. Well, I could pick that up now. Great. Can that lorry be any louder? Those. Why are they honking? Anyway.